Have you ever had the impression that a friend, co-worker, or someone you frequently encounter is acting strangely around you? She stays in talks, looks at you in ways that seem more intrusive than friendly, or seeks reasons to approach you, but you tell yourself that since she's in a relationship, it can't be anything more, can it? The problem is that most guys either completely miss the signs or misread them. Signs 6 and N are two of the biggest giveaways and the ones that most guys overlook. When a woman who is already taken starts to fall for someone else, she won't make it obvious. Instead, she will hide her feelings and deny them even to herself. However, no matter how hard she tries to hide them, the truth will come out in subtle ways. Stay with me, because you will know exactly what to look out for by the end of this video. Let's start with how her gaze can reveal everything. She may be trying to hide the change in eye contact when a woman is falling for you, but her eyes will tell you if she is already in a relationship. How frequently and where she looks at you are important indicators. If she glances at your eyes for more than 3 to 5 seconds, it's not a coincidence. What's even more informative is whether she looks at your left eye first, then your right, and finally your lips. This is known as the triangle approach, an unconscious sign of attraction that women are unable to conceal. Another thing to notice is that when she's talking to you, her eyes may sparkle with extra focus, or her pupils may dilate slightly. These are subtle physiological signs of arousal, and even if she's taken her medication, her body will react when she's drawn to you. If she's trying to hide her feelings, she may avoid making direct eye contact with others, especially her partner, to downplay her interest. But when it's just the two of you, those held gazes and stolen glances are crystal clear. If her eyes are saying one thing, her voice may be saying another. Let's talk about how her tone gives her away. Next, her voice softens around you. You might not notice it immediately, but her voice changes when she's around you. A lady who is attracted to you won't want to show it, but her tone will reveal it when she speaks to you. It will become softer, more playful, or slower. There is a discernible change in the way she speaks to her spouse, friends, or co-workers around them. She may be louder or more formal around you. Another giveaway is here. Even when she hears jokes that aren't very funny, she laughs more when you're around. It's about you, not the joke. Women also use tone to subtly draw attention to themselves, whether they are aware of it or not. For instance, when she is teasing you, she may stretch her words in a playful way, or her voice may drop slightly, forcing you to lean in closer to hear her. These are calculated moves that appear casual on the surface, but reveal more about her feelings. Let's get into her curiosity about your life 3. She asks deep or personal questions. A woman who is taken must be careful, but she will still find ways to emotionally connect with you. One of the simplest ways is to ask questions that go beyond small talk. She will want to know what makes you tick, your goals, your dreams, even your thoughts on relationships. Pay attention to how in-depth her questions are. Does she inquire about your early years or the reasons behind your life decisions? Does she seem genuinely interested in your responses? If she recalls what you tell her and brings them up weeks later, that's a big clue she's emotionally invested. Women don't typically display this level of curiosity, especially if you're in a relationship. She may present it as casual conversation, but she's actually fostering an emotional bond between you two. If her words are strengthening the connection, her appearance may be adding to the attraction. Let's see how she's subtly dressing for music. A taken woman who is falling for you will make small changes to her appearance, just enough to catch your attention without drawing attention to herself. She won't show up in a ball gown, but her style will change in subtle, intentional ways. Look for outfits that accentuate her best features. Classic options include a tight white V-neck shirt or a tank top that exposes just enough skin and well-fitting pants that hug or curve. It's not just about the clothes, though. Take note of the details. She's wearing a new perfume, bolder lipstick, or jewelry that she doesn't usually wear. These minor adjustments are meant to catch your attention, and her body language can also convey attraction. When she's around you, she may touch her neck, smooth her hair, or adjust her clothing, all unconscious attempts to get your attention. Let's discuss jealousy 5 and the micro-reactions to jealousy when you mention other ladies tell much more. One of the most difficult emotions to conceal is jealousy, which a woman who is taken will express through tiny reactions. Pay attention to her expression when you casually bring up another woman, whether it's a co-worker, a date, or even a famous person. Does her grin momentarily waver? Do her eyes narrow slightly? Or does her tone change when she asks, "Oh, who's she?" Some ladies try to hide their discomfort by looking away or fidgeting with their arms crossed, but it's still obvious. Others may attempt to pass off their jealousy as teasing, making sarcastic remarks about the woman you mentioned, or making light-hearted remarks about your preferences. These minor, nearly uncontrollable reactions reveal that she is emotionally invested in you, something she is unable to confess to herself or to anybody else. If her reactions reveal to you how she is feeling, her actions, the places she chooses to be, and the people she chooses to be near, make things even more obvious. She makes up reasons to get close to you. A woman who is taken will rarely confess that she wants to be near you, but her behavior will betray her. She will look for opportunities to cross paths with you or hang around at work. She may schedule her coffee break to coincide with yours or conveniently need assistance with something that only you can offer. If she's a friend or acquaintance, she may also unexpectedly show up at events or locations where she knows you'll be. Pay close attention to the subtle changes in her behavior. For example, does she sit closer to you in social situations, or does she stay after conversations rather than leaving like everyone else? These aren't random occurrences, rather, they're conscious decisions. Even in informal settings, proximity is a powerful indicator. If you observe that she consistently finds herself close to you, whether at social events, meetings, or just at odd times, it's because she is drawn to you and feels connected to you if she is attempting to maintain a close relationship. Her body language will reveal much more information. Let's examine the subtle body language cues that reveal her true feelings. A taken woman will attempt to maintain a neutral demeanor, but her body won't cooperate. Pay attention to how she positions herself around you. Does she lean in when you speak, even when she doesn't need to? Are her feet pointing toward you? These unconscious cues are impossible to fake. Another major clue is nervous energy. When she's around you, she may fidget, play with her hair, adjust her clothing, or lightly tap her fingers on a surface. These small gestures indicate heightened awareness and attraction. Keep an eye out for subtle attempts to close the distance she might be expressing. During a conversation, put her hand next to yours on a table or enter your personal space. If you take a short step back and she takes another step forward, it's obvious she wants to close the distance. If her body is approaching you even slightly, physical contact is the next step. Let's talk about the subtle physical cues that indicate her interest. She uses them, which is dangerous for a woman who is already taken, but if she is falling for you, it's a line she might cautiously test. It won't be obvious. She won't grab your hand or lean on your shoulder, but rather it will be small, almost imperceptible touches that seem casual but aren't. Think about the times she brushes your arm while laughing. Touch is a strong method to build intimacy, and even minimal contact produces the bonding hormone oxytocin. The key is when someone taps your hand to stress a point or accidentally bumps into you while passing by. It matters more how purposefully she touches you than how frequently she does. If she's trying to test the waters, a woman who isn't interested won't make an effort to make physical contact. If her touch is intentional, her emotional engagement will also be purposeful. Let's examine how her behavior demonstrates she's prioritizing you emotionally. 9. She invests emotional energy in you. When a woman in a relationship is falling for someone else, her emotional energy will shift. She'll start prioritizing you in small but meaningful ways. Does she remember your birthday or celebrate your accomplishments in a way that feels more personal than friendly? Does she check in on you, asking how your day went, or if you need anything? These aren't just polite gestures. They're signs that she's mentally and emotionally invested in you. Look for moments when she goes out of her way to make you feel supported, even when she doesn't have to. For example, she might text you after a big meeting to ask how it went, or offer advice on something she knows is important to you. Women in relationships are careful about where they direct their emotional energy. If she's pouring it into you instead of her partner, it's because you've become a priority in her mind. If she's emotionally invested in you, there's one more sign that will solidify what's really going on. Let's talk about how her behavior changes when she's trying to hide her feelings. 10. She acts differently around you. One of the most telling indicators is how her behavior changes in general. A woman who is in love and falling for someone else will attempt to act normal, but her attempts to hide her emotions frequently make her stand out even more. Does she laugh louder or seem more anxious, fidgety or animated when you're around? Talking more or trying to seem more confident are examples of exaggerated behaviors that are often an attempt to impress you or hide her true feelings. On the other hand, some women may choose to act colder or more distant in order to confuse you, but even that is telling if she suddenly withdraws or avoids interaction with you when she is normally friendly. This is usually because she is overanalyzing her feelings and attempting to repress them. Pay attention to the differences in how she acts around you versus other people. These changes are rarely random and frequently reflect her internal conflict between what she feels and what she is trying to deny at the moment. I must know if you believe it is ever acceptable to follow these indications if she is taken. Please share your opinions in the comments section. Sincerely, I am aware that some of you have experienced this before.